You know what they say. If his lips are moving, he's lying. Well, now Bloomberg Economic Report is saying even worse about Trump and the Trump administration. And if an economic report is calling your administration out, you know you've crossed the line. And let me tell you something, this is more than just lying. I mean, let's face it, this administration lies every day. The reason they hire a no talent, no experience, no clue mean girl like Ninth Commandment Caroline Leavitt is her willingness to lie every day and then express her faux outrage that the press wants to hold the administration accountable.
So this bill strengthens Medicaid. It will protect those benefits that hardworking Americans need, and that's why the president wants this bill to pass.
Christian Caroline was just humiliated for lying on Twitter when she posted this. Anyone who votes against the one big beautiful bill is voting against no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security. Trouble is, Caroline got a little community note attached to the post, and the community note stated simply that the one big beautiful bill does not fully eliminate taxes on tips, overtime, or Social Security as claimed. It offers limited deductions with caps and excludes high earners, with no provisions to remove taxes on Social Security. And let me just draw a fine point on this. Offering limited deductions means that you have to be filing long-form taxes rather than taking the standard deduction. And in most cases, the people who are better off itemizing deductions are people with mortgages. But nowhere is BS Barbie's lies more impactful than when she talks about labor statistics. She just got done crowing about how jobs numbers have beat market expectations for 4 months in a row, without even flinching over the fact that in those 4 months, the numbers had to be revised downward. Not only that, but CNN was quick to point out that the numbers do not paint the picture of what is going on, reporting that there's some fuzzy math to understand. The unemployment rate went down, and the size of the labor force also went down, mostly because the U.S. lost more than 1 million foreign-born workers in the last quarter. That rebalancing essentially allows the jobless rate to stay unchanged or even drop, despite an increase in the number of people out of work. But according to Bloomberg, CNN did not go far enough. Bloomberg is reporting that these numbers are more than just fuzzy math. According to Bloomberg, the Trump administration is cooking the books, but covering it up. They report that June's unemployment rate fell, defying our and the consensus forecast for a rise, and payrolls grew at a decent clip. But we don't think this suggests the labor market is in solid shape, as the unemployment drop was due to exits from the labor force, while payroll gains were exaggerated. So could we just stop there for a second? The government is exaggerating labor statistics? That's a pretty serious accusation. The government, as opposed to the Trump administration itself, is not in the business of making exaggerations, which is a kind way of saying misinformation. And how does Bloomberg know they're making exaggerations? They report that the government is using a Bureau of Labor Statistics model that seeks to measure the impact of business formations and closures. So, okay, now we're not counting claims, we're trying to model impact based on formations and closures. That's an easy way to paint a rosy picture, but then the administration presents it as fact. In fact, Bloomberg reports that when the government actually counts claims, they find the following: that the average duration of an unemployment spell rose to 23 weeks versus 21.8 weeks prior, close to the average maximum allowable period for claiming unemployment insurance across U.S. states. This means that the Trump administration is actively cloaking how bad the labor market really is, and by extension, the economy. So in other words, the Trump economy is here, folks. There have been shifts here and there as business sectors react to what they know is coming. But here's the biggest tale of the tape. Manufacturing jobs are down by 7,000. This time, Trump can't blame it on COVID, and polls show that blaming it on Biden is not working anymore. So Trump's big bad bill is going to wreck the economy that tariffs have already shattered. So get your money out of the markets, folks, and get it into the private prison sector. They're the only ones who are going to profit in a Trump economy. Well, and Trump, of course. And he doesn't even have to sell you the Brooklyn Bridge. He's got Bitcoin and perfume. And no, there's nobody that wants to smell a Trump perfume. The risk is just too high. I'm Anthony Vincent Gallo for Occupy Democrats.